I am happy to bring you more stories about the history of Tacoma, and today I'm going to share a story with you about my mother. Aren't mothers special? They certainly are, and I miss my mother every day. My mom lived on the block behind me in a house with her mother and her father. She lived on this block from about 10 years old until she was 15. Being her two sisters were older than her, by the time she lived in this home with her parents, her two sisters had been married and living out of the home. My favorite story my mom used to tell is, my mother was quite lonely being she was home alone for such long periods of time. Her parents, who owned and operated Eddie's Cafe at the Tacoma Tide Flats, were gone 6 days a week, busy running their restaurant. My mother would catch a bus on 6th Avenue and ride to downtown Tacoma, where she would see a movie and come back home on the bus before her parents ever knew she was gone. I get a kick out of that story because it's such a different time. It's so interesting that she rode the bus all by herself, and she said no one ever bothered her. Of course, the bus driver would note my mother and see her from time to time, and also watch out for her safety. I also want to highlight on the corner of 6th Avenue and Proctor Street, if you're headed towards downtown on 6th Avenue, the very next block you'll find the West End Tavern. In the 1920s and 30s, there was the 6th Avenue streetcar. Well, this was the end of the line for the 6th Avenue streetcar, where you could get off the streetcar and have a drink. And the turnaround for the streetcar was in what is known as the parking lot now for Gray Lumber. I also want to show you this building behind me, and this is a vacant building now. However, in the 1950s, it was an automat where you could put coins into a machine and buy a sandwich of your choice. Either turkey or ham or roast beef, whatever it may be. So I'm guessing my mother also put coins in the same machine and bought a sandwich to go. Now I'm guessing she probably did tell her parents that she was going across the street to buy a sandwich. I hope you're enjoying these stories as much as I am telling them. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you soon.